Hi guys, I'm Kristy Arnett. I am a professional poker player, host of the WTF Am I Doing With My Life podcast, and I'm also a risk and relationship coach. And specifically, I really focus on coaching single men and how to find and thrive in a relationship. Like, how do you find the woman of your dreams? How do you land her, and how do you make it successful? And today I get tons of questions. You guys message me, email me, and I decided that I would just take one of those questions and answer it in a public way in case anybody else is having the same situation or issue. So here's what is at hand. Here's the message. He says, "Hey Kristy, I got this girl I like. She's really cute, and I had asked her out like 2 years ago and got shot down, but we've bumped into each other here and there recently and have talked. We have a lot in common, but I don't want to ask her out again because that might make shit weird after. Help a brother out." All right, so first of all, the first question you really want to ask yourself is, what happened the first time? What happened the first time that you asked her out? What was her reasoning? Did she say, "No, I'm in a relationship. Not right now, I'm focusing on my career," or "No, because you're creepy, get away from me"? What was her reasoning? And does that reason occur now, 2 years later? Maybe she's, and you can, whatever unanswered questions there are, you get to find out. How's your career now? What have you been up to in the past 2 years? What is your, are you single? What's happening? So that just right there can determine whether or not you are going to ask her out again, because obviously if she's in a relationship, you're not going to ask her out. So, and the second thing is you say, "I don't want to ask her out again because that might make shit weird after." And here's one of the things that I really focus on and teach my clients who I'm working with is this risk-reward ratio. How do we weigh risk versus reward? This is something that, as a professional poker player, I do all the time. Is what I'm risking worth the reward or the worst case scenario? And so you get to ask yourself, what am I risking? What's the risk here? I'm risking putting myself out there and getting shot down, right? I'm risking looking stupid, getting rejected. I'm risking a friendship perhaps, right? Like if she says no, is it going to be just we're not going to be able to move forward in a friend way because there'll just be some level of awkwardness, or there's just always going to be this energy that doesn't connect. Like if you are pining after her, it's going to be awkward. And what could the reward be? The best case scenario is she's the love of your life. She says yes, and you just ride off into the sunset together. And the worst case scenario is that she rejects you and you don't get to be friends. She says no. So now weighing best case scenario, worst case scenario, and then versus what the action is, which is some portion of your time, your ego, and basically you ask yourself, is it worth it? Is it worth it? And if I may be so bold, when you say, "I don't want to ask her out because that might make shit weird," well, it might be weird anyway, already, because you both have the knowledge that a long time ago you asked her out and she said no. There's already a level of elephant in the room, if you will. And it will always sort of be weird if you want to ask her out and don't. And then the other side of the risk-reward ratio is, what are you actually risking if you do not ask her out? You might be missing out on that best case scenario we talked about. Now, as far as the tactical things, what I really always encourage is authenticity, honesty, and being forward. Like, as a man and as someone who is taking that first move, you want to do so in a way where you are self-assured, regardless of how she responds. And so, as a woman, it is a compliment, and it is something that feels good when someone respectfully and confidently asks us out. So you want to check in with your energy before, and really with that risk reward and you having that in mind, knowing that you're going for it and that regardless of what she says, you've chosen the right action. And that will give you the energy and confidence to go into it in a way where your self-worth is not hanging on whether she says yes or no. So it may look like something like, hey, well, after, of course, that first step of you figure out what it was standing between her saying yes the first time, and it may just look like 2 years later, you are just as beautiful as I remember when I asked you out the first time and you said no. Guess what? I still feel the same way. And then you make your ask. You know, would you be open to allowing me to take you to dinner this time, or whatever it is? Now, of course, every situation is different, and it's hard to be specific on such a broad question. But the big thing that I want to make just the most important part here is that all day I can talk about the things that are on the outside, which are on like the surface level. Like, what do I say? How, and should I do it or not? But really, and this is what I really get in with deep with the people that I'm working with, the people I'm working with is, who are they? What are their beliefs? How do they show up to the opposite sex? And what you, this person who asked me this beautiful question, what you want to ask yourself also, whether she says yes or no, is, who are you 2 years later? Who is the man that she said no to 2 years ago, and who is the man now? Who are you as a man? What do you have to give in a relationship? So you can ask yourself, am I a better catch now than I was 2 years ago? And this is not always easy to be honest with ourselves, to really look at. But if you want to create the best relationship you can, and you want to land the woman of your dreams, you have got to be the man that the woman of your dreams wants. And now this woman, it may not be that the right one. She may or may not be, but like the only thing that you can control and you can grow and expand is you. And as you raise that level, the possibilities open up. And this requires complete and total willingness to tell yourself the truth. Like, oh man, honestly, 2 years ago, I was way more trusting than I am now. That's something that only you get to work on. No woman over time will just teach you how to trust if you yourself are not willing to work on that and even recognize it in yourself. Am I more interesting? Have I, in the last 2 years, have I taken risks in my own growth, in my own career, in what I'm passionate about, in my own ability to give to the world and others? Those are things that will set you apart from other suitors that she has. So that's what I want to share with you guys today. Just a quick Q&A. And if you have questions, of course, you can send them my way, and I will do my very best to answer them. And also, if you are one of those people, because right now, again, like I'm really focusing because I love what I'm doing. As a professional poker player, I am around so many kind, smart, and loving men poker players who just haven't had the confidence that they need with women. They haven't had the experience, and that's who I've really been working with. And so we get in deep in one-on-one coaching. And I also actually am about to announce, I guess I'm announcing now, but I'm also going to have a live workshop in San Diego. So if any of that is of interest to you and you feel like I'm okay, I've been single for a long time, or I've had my heart broken and I'm not sure how to really move forward from here, and you want to see if working together would be a fit, you can message me privately here on Facebook, or you can email me, Kristy@KristyArnett.com, and we'll schedule time to work together. All right. Thanks, guys.